Hello guys, this is Dr. Lior Bar-El. So a lot of you guys have been writing to me based on, motherboards bricking on you and all this stuff. How did it happen? What's the deal? What's going on? A lot of you guys RMA'd it. Some of you didn't even buy it from a reputable dealer, so you guys can't even send it back and get a refund or an exchange. And even those that are doing RMAs, you have to wait for like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks till you can get another motherboard, and then you have to build it. So altogether it takes you a long time before you get up and running. So there's a problem right now in motherboards. It existed all the time, but I mean, not like it does today. Now the first thing is, for example, I just did a review for y'all about the Crosshair Hero. And what I noticed is now motherboards include a crap ton of bloatware. That's the first issue right here. So bloatware in terms of Google Bar and, freaking Norton, whatever, antivirus or Kaspersky, whatever, I don't even know how to pronounce that, antivirus and all of these things like demos and so on and so forth, that pretty much screw up your computer to begin with. And, the reason they do that is right now most of these businesses are struggling, to be honest with you. Especially now when it's like almost it's not worth it to upgrade your computer. We are talking right now at, what is it, February 9th, 2018. It's extremely shitty time to build, a gaming PC, for example. So some of these companies are suffering, some of them are not, but some of them want to make more money than they're making, and they're going on the bandwagon of all kinds of bloatware and crap like that. But what they do is a lot of them also are in competition. Who's more advanced? Who's more, they're trying to get more advanced, and that's a great thing. But except they really flopped. Now most of these motherboards, including this one, which I reviewed for you guys, which is an awesome motherboard, have these CDs that come with it that you need to install in order to have things recognized the right way, especially if you're upgrading your computer or if you're building a new computer. So you're going to need to, the first thing you need to do is update the BIOS, right? But in order to do that, you have to also, there's different things you need. First, you need to have your computer recognize your certain peripherals the correct way. So you need to install the given CD or whatever utility that you guys are going to get off the internet or off the CD that comes with the actual motherboard. Now, the problem with that is what they do is as soon as you hit that, you might not even see it, or some of you even might see it but think it's a good idea. And that's when you install the utilities, what it unfortunately does sometimes is automatically look for the most updated BIOS. But if you look, it's never the most updated like on the internet. It updates like 2-3 months before, like 3 firmwares before. But what happened is never, and I can't stress this enough, never, I repeat, never, ever, update your BIOS using Windows, ever. It's just not good. And what happens is it gets stuck. Anything could happen. Your computer could get stuck. Your power could get pulled off. There's all kinds of issues that it could cause, and it's just not good to do it that way. So because of that, a lot of you guys, what happens is you might not even know, it gets stuck or it doesn't update the right way, and you end up bricking your motherboard, which is what happened to this motherboard right here. What happened is I went to install the utilities, and on the spot, it bricked. Now, I did a video before, what was it, in 2008, 2009, about bricking and how to fix bricking, and everything from PSP, PlayStation Vita, to computers and so on and so forth. But what happened is I've seen an epidemic that it's, in all the builds that I built for clients, that it actually happens to a lot of them when they start to update the BIOS through Windows. Now, I would never update the BIOS through Windows. What happened is I was trying to mimic a certain problem that y'all have. As I always tell you guys, send me problems, I'll try to duplicate it and solve it. And it was just so funny because what happened is I wanted to install the utility that a lot of you guys had issues with on the Crosshair Hero. So I said, okay, let me install the utilities, which I usually never do off the CD, but I had a lot of issues because I'm using an old hard drive on my new build because I'm trying to see how it recognizes it. So I'm using it as a dummy file, and I want to see if it recognizes every little thing, what needs upgrades, what doesn't, and all that. Even though everything is practically new, I wanted to see if it needed any firmware update before I use this baby right here, the SSD that I just got, which I did a review on that as well. If it's not up, stay tuned for it. It'll be released in its right time. But the thing is, it automatically put that in. And I'm sure this is what's going on with most of y'all out there, that it does it without your permission. So basically, it just, you're thinking, you know, I mean, it's not without your permission. You're hitting the next button, but you don't know. What happens is it releases when you're downloading the utility, and it happens also for MSI, and a lot of people had the same issues, and I told them, I said, does it have that? And they said yes. So what happens is when you install it, it automatically goes to that. Then it gets stuck. And when it gets stuck, it's like somewhere halfway, and it just does not move. And then you're moving your mouse, and it moves, and then it gets stuck. And you could leave it overnight, and you could leave it whatever. It will not budge. That damn thing will not move. And some of y'all will hit cancel, which you should, because it's not going to work. And no matter what, you just bricked. You're in the process of bricking your motherboard, and it's inevitable. It will brick. So that's what happens when you do it through Windows. And unfortunately, these idiots, and no matter what company that are doing this, they think that they're doing a good thing, but in reality, they're just screwing everything up. So luckily for this motherboard that I really love, it has a BIOS, USB input. So it's a special port that's made for your USB just for BIOS. Now you can you go right into the you hit the clicker, and I'm going to show you exactly what to do, every little thing that you need to do, and that's how you unbrick your Crosshair Hero. Now I know a lot of I looked on YouTube, I could not find anybody. That's what you guys were telling me, so I was looking and looking, and I couldn't find anyone that actually did video that tells you how to correct this thing here. So I said, you know what? Let me do that, and let me see how it works. Now, the MSI boards, what you could do is you could actually go into the BIOS. They actually have a place that it tells you, do you want to update your BIOS through USB? So it works also for the MSI boards. I can validate that. But with this one, it's just easier, even though it has it in the BIOS that you could go into it and whatever. But the thing is, for me, when I bricked it, it will not post anything on the motherboard. So, on the monitor. So, it's not like MSI or other companies where you could go right into the BIOS and just, update it through a USB or whatever, or even if you have the file. Always remember, before you do an update, or even, and this I'm going to give you as a rule of thumb here, before you install any drivers for your motherboard, okay, because it's going to sneak in there, do yourself a favor and download the firmware. See what the firmware is, and download that firmware somewhere on your hard drive or on a disk. On a USB stick. Okay, and make sure that you format the USB stick using NTFS. I think that's how you say NTFS, NF something, whatever. The point is, format your USB and then put the file in. Now, why am I saying that? Is because if it's going to do an automatic update, you're going to need to roll back to what it was. Okay, so then that's the only way. Now, I know some of you guys said, well, Lior, we tried updating to the latest firmware, firmware in the BIOS, and it still was brick. Nothing posts up for this motherboard right here. Well, my answer to that is it won't, because what happened is you corrupted the files, and it didn't fully erase the file to put in the new file. So what you need to do is you need to put the old file in first. So the old file goes in, that's the first thing that needs to, go into the motherboard. So you got to look for the old file that came. You need to know what the old file is. Unfortunately, if you don't, you're kind of screwed. I mean, you're not really screwed. You just got to go through every one of the firmwares from like the beginning all the way to the end until you find out which one was the old one. And you will know which one is the old one because it will start up the second that happens, okay? So what you do is you take your damn USB, you put in the file, and you can, on the MSI, go through the BIOS. On this one, it won't post anything. So don't, you know, update the BIOS to the oldest one using this method, which I'm about to show you. And you will find out that everything works just fine and dandy. But you gotta do it at a certain way, and I'm gonna show you exactly what's what. Okay, so give me 1 second, y'all. So I also wanted to show you what a bricked one looks like. So we're gonna turn this baby on right here. And you can see that nothing posts. And right here, this tells you what the error is. But as you see, it'll keep flipping into things. The keyboard will turn on. Everything will look like everything's working fine and dandy. And of course, nothing even comes up on the monitor here. So nothing really connects. It keeps jiggling back and forth. Sometimes you're going to get the 06 or whatever they call it, 0D, where it gets stuck. And you're going to get that code. Or sometimes it's just going to flop numbers. And guess what? Nothing is going to come up over here. So that's how you know right away that when you're on this, that is, that you just, you know, bricked your motherboard. So we're going to go right into this. I'm going to show you now exactly what to do. So first off, I'm going to show you the ports. Now you're going to see that they have a BIOS port and a BIOS button. Now what happens is when you put this baby in, what you do is you press down on the BIOS button and it'll start flashing. Now you have to let it do its flashing, then it's going to flash really fast blue. Then when it stops flashing, sometimes your computer will turn on, sometimes it won't. But that means that the BIOS has been, you know, flashed back to the old school firmware. And you're good to go, and it'll start again. You will lose all your settings, so you got to do the settings again in the BIOS. But you will be able to boot up to Windows, download the latest firmware, and then repeat the process again through the USB. And I'm going to show you exactly what's what. So I'm going to tell you what it is. First, I'm going to fix it. So I'm going to have it fixed so I can get into my computer to show you what to do. So give me 1 second, y'all. So this is where we're going to get the BIOS. You're going to go to asus.com, okay? You're going to go to products. Now, it depends. No matter what, you know, this is for the Crosshair Hero or any one of those by Asus. But you could go also into the MSI and just download the MSI, MSI.com or whatever the hell their homepage is, and just download their BIOS from there. It'll be exactly the same thing, exactly the same process as I'm going through right now, really. Just obviously their page looks different. So let's go right into Motherboards. We're going to click on that right here. Now, mind you, I did not put the SSD in yet. Because I want to, oops, sorry. And you want to go to ROG right here, Republic of Games, because that's the one that I have right here. And obviously, whatever you guys got, you just go into their thing. So I'm going to go into, where's it? Hero, where's that damn thing here? Extreme, right here. So this is mine right here. So I'm just going to click on the picture, not where to buy, but actually on the picture. It's going to open up a page here, and right here we're going to see what it says here, spec overview, yada yada yada, whatever. It shows you a little bit of everything, so you can read up on it if you want to, but obviously we're going to go right into, where's that damn thing, support, okay? So that's how I go through here, and now you got your support. Now, I am going to tell you that this is better than the CD version because you'll be able to download things. For example, the sound card on my 64, the one that was included with my driver CD, there was not a sound driver for 64. It was 32-bit. So you might want to go into this, and you see, let me explain to you something. When you want to download the old version, my old version was, where is that damn thing? Okay, it's somewhere here. Just gonna show you here. Oh wait, okay, so this is the audio drivers. Okay, you want that audio to go, and as you can see, that for some reason it wasn't on the 64, so you want to download that right away. This is the new driver, so we are gonna save this one because I want that in a place that I know where it is, because we're gonna go into that. And now, so you're gonna go right here to all downloads under BIOS, right? And right here, you're going to see a slew of, you know, for the BIOS. So this is where it started. Mine, even though it is 2018, it was shipped to me with a BIOS of, get this, 2017. So this is, I don't know why they don't just, release it. And it's not an old box or anything like that, Newegg just had new shipments. So there was no excuse for them to release it without an updated BIOS. I don't know why they never do it. But here's the thing. So this is the one that it was included with. So most likely, if you guys don't have it, try this first. If you don't know which one you have, try this one first, okay? Because this most likely is what came with it. And as you can see, when I went onto the suite, it was going to give me this one right here from 2018 of August, okay? Sorry, 2017 of August. Instead of giving me the updated one, which is this one right here. Okay, so that's what was extremely stupid to begin with. So already there's a flaw in the software, and of course in MSI I had the same kind of issue, which is a little bit weird. And I love MSI boards, and I love Asus boards. Asus, I have a real love-hate relationship with them because I love their boards, but always something is wrong, and then you have to find your way through it and whatever. So right now we're gonna go right into my computer. Into the thing right here. Okay, and we're gonna drag this baby out into the. So first, what you want to do is you want to open up this one right here, my computer. Forgive it for being slow. I'm actually doing updates, and it's just freaking crazy. So here we go. We go into here. So I'm gonna save this because I want this as a backup. For me. Now, I have many computers, but if you don't have many computers, it'll be very hard for you to download from another computer in case something goes wrong, which nothing will, hopefully. But in case anything goes wrong, you're not going to be able to get it from, you're not going to be able to, get the file from anywhere. So go to a friend's house or anywhere if you brick your motherboard, that is. So go to a friend's house or anywhere, library, anywhere that lets you download these files right here, the BIOS files. So you go in, you put the old one, and you rename it. I already did it. So you rename it C6H.cap. Now remember, when you download a BIOS, this is how the BIOS is going to look. I kid you not. This is how the BIOS is going to look like. It's going to say all of this crap right here. So you just got to rename it into C6H.cap. Now, before you do that, you put in a blank USB drive, right? You right-click on it. God, this is taking long as hell. I'm doing like so many updates right now, it's ridiculous. Of course, I have to also replace the hard drive, but it's a good thing that I went into that. So you go into format, because before you do that, you have to do this. You got to format, even if it's empty. Oh boy, this is going to take a year here. Here you go. So you do it into NTFS. You see right here? Now, you could do quick format. I usually do it without the quick, but now I already fixed mine, so there's no need for it. I'm just going to go into that. And now what you do is, you wait till it does its thing. Of course, it's taken me longer than normal. And that's it. Once it's formatted, you drag, you double click on it. So let's say I drag this one, even though this is the new BIOS, because I'm going to be doing it with the new BIOS now, even though you should be doing it with the old BIOS. I fixed mine already. So when you want to fix it, you have to put the old BIOS in. And right afterwards, you want to make sure that you put the new BIOS in, and I'm going to show you exactly what to do because it's going to be the same for both, okay? For the beginner, for the 1002 and for the new one. So make sure you, right afterwards, you update it immediately. Now I'm going to show you how easy this thing is on this motherboard. Now, if you guys have the MSI, you could do it directly through the BIOS. You just go to the BIOS and you just do it through, through updating the BIOS through the USB. Now, you could also do it through the USB and put it in and just put it through directly to boot from the USB. For one of my friends said it worked for him on the MSI board. I haven't done that personally. It just went straight into the BIOS, even though the BIOS was bricked. I have no idea how I got in to the BIOS, into the BIOS, which is weird because on this one you can't do that. On the Asus one, you cannot go into the BIOS at all. So that is so weird that the MSI actually allows you to go into there and fix everything. So this board right here has a button, and I'm going to show you the whole thing. So all you guys that had issues with the Crosshair Hero and you guys RMA'd it or returned it, I'm about to show y'all how to fix it. Okay, and that's a good thing that it happened to me. And before it happened, I was like, shit, I hope it duplicates again. And it did. And I'm so happy that it did. And now I'm going to show you what to do. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, so first off, what you need to do is shut off your computer now. Okay, we're going to shut it off. So you're going to go into shutdown. And I mean, I'm talking about real shutdown here. Okay, so you're going to shut it off, and we're going to get... Right after you shut it off, I'm going to show you what to do. Be in a second. Hello, guys. So we're going into this now. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about here. So you see this one that says BIOS right here? You see that, right? Clearly. Oh, sorry. It's just so hard because I'm holding it behind my computer. So we're going to put this bad boy here, right in here. Put it right here, right? Now you go into here. Now you could clear your Cmos also if you want. I got to clean this up. God. All right. So you could clean your Cmos after you do this, but here's what you do here. So you go into here. You hold it down, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like doing it this way. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You see? It's blinking blue. Now it's going to blink faster. And once it stops, sometimes it's going to start automatically, or you're going to have to turn it on yourself. Now, there is something that you should know. When you do this, all of the stuff that you had in your settings are going to be erased in your BIOS. It's going to go back to default. So you have to set that all up. But to be honest with you, I'm doing a BIOS update now. So remember, right after you do that, you're going to be doing the same thing again. Just you're going to put in a new firmware in there for your BIOS, and you're going to hit that what do you call it? And you're going to change the name, and you're going to do what we just did right now again. Okay, so this is what you do twice, and you go to the latest BIOS, and that's it. So you're going to see it's going to blink faster. And eventually, it's going to stop. Once it stops, you just leave it, let it do its thing. Go get a coffee or something like that. It's going to take a little longer also to boot the first time you do this, okay? So just so you know that, I'm letting you guys know. So don't be alarmed or anything like that. It's just the way it is on the first time. But get a coffee, grab it, and come back. As soon as you don't see it flickering anymore, the light, we're ready to go, okay? So we'll be right back. Okay, guys, so let's go right in here. So you see, it stopped. Okay, so now we're going to pull this piece right out. Opa. So this is what I love about this board, really. I mean, it's so freaking cool that it gives you that option. So you're ready to go. Seriously, I'm not kidding. I'm not even a coffee drinker. I'm just going to show you right now. I literally went and got me coffee. I made myself coffee even though I don't drink coffee because I got in the mood when I was telling you about this. But look, after I would say about 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, it depends, it updated fully again, okay? So that's something... yeah, to know right here. Okay, so that's all I got to say about that. I love how many inputs you have here. Anyway, so let's go right into it, and let's see how this works. So here we go, guys. Moment of truth. Just turned it on. So you see right there? It takes a little while to start up, and nothing's posting yet. So we're going to see how that works out for us. It's going to take a while. There you go. Shut off. $99, skipping around. This thing came on, so this is good. Just takes a while to start up here. And I'm gonna fast forward this for you. Okay, guys, so we're in. All right, so this is the problem, as I told you. So it says, please enter setup, BIOS setting, yada, 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 whatever. You got to just start this all over again. All right, so we're going to go into that. And basically just set up how you want to boot your computer. I have a ton of hard drives. I didn't plug all of them in yet. And you see, even my overclocking is gone. So I have to overclock all over again. Now, I don't know if you do it in... I like doing my overclocking from here, but if you do it on Windows, maybe it doesn't change, I don't know. But as you can see, everything defaulted. So I'm just letting you guys know you're going to have to do it all over again. Just going to see here. There you go. And now, if you see it, before my CPU was saying 70 Celsius and whatever on my liquid cooler, okay? I was in freaking shock. Then when I went into Windows, okay, it still said 60 on their software, but on my what do you call it? What was it called? Some crazy program that tells me the real temperatures. It was showing 20 Celsius, 25, 30, and so on. And I was like, which one should I trust? And I was like, what the hell's going on here? But you see, now I just updated the BIOS on this, and now this is more accurate. Okay, 40 Celsius. This is still crazy. Because, again, all of the speeds of the fans and everything are on default. So that's why I'm not going to get good temperatures right now. I got to put it on full blast, my liquid cooling, and you're going to start seeing this drop down to about 20 Celsius and so on. So just remember, everything you've done has been resetted. So you just got to redo it, and you're good to go. Okay, me, you see I got to go back in here because these drives do not boot that. And see, I only have 4 drives now that are plugged in. Because I took out a sick amount of them. So here we go. I'm going to go into my 6. Let me just disable, even though my boot priority is set. I always just like doing this. And then you just, you do what you got to do. And then you just hit the save changes and whatever. I hate how the mouse works in the BIOS, how quick it is, and there's like no control. And you'll see right now, I just did that, and you'll see that it boots up very, very well, and everything works out just fine. So I'll see you back in a few, just to fast forward because it takes a while. Just remember, do not be alarmed. It takes a little while to load up. But did you see what happened? As soon as I loaded that in, I turned it on. You see it's coming up. I turned it on. It shuts off on its own again, and then it turns itself back on. Now, if it doesn't turn itself back on, press the button, okay, just in case. I showed you in real time what was going on. So I'm going to go. This is going to take a while till it, reads everything and does everything. So I'm just going to see you in Windows, and we'll go right into it. Just want to show you guys, it turns into a black screen for a while. Just be patient. I just didn't want to scare you off if this comes up to you. So I'm just letting you guys know it's going to be a while. Go, drink your coffee, enjoy it, and come back. It's going to take some time, okay? So just don't be startled or anything like that. It just stays dark like that, and then it goes right into the Windows thing. We'll be right back. So, guys, no joke. It took like 30 minutes for it to get here. Okay, it was stuck on a black screen, and for 30 minutes, it just basically got here. So it takes a while, and obviously it starts. Now we're going to test it out, and I'm going to show you guys a little picture of my wife and I. Right here, we're going to start it off. And right now, as you can see, the temperature for the CPU is finally correct. I wish I could have showed you this before. It was shot up on 60, 70, and 80, and it didn't match up. And now I use this right here. I always forget the name of it, but it's CPU Temperature and System Information Utility, which is free. And I always match it up, and this one I trust, obviously, over anything. So as you can see, now it matches. 43 Celsius, 37, but I'm sure it goes up and down, as you see right here. Now, I didn't use the fans to 100%, but this is what I'm going to tell you guys right now. This is what you guys should do. So if you want to change, let's say, any type of... So, for instance, with the fan cooler, which I have... Where's that thing? The Corsair. I did a review on this one right here. So you could obviously make it go faster and all of that stuff. Where's that? Here, Corsair Link. It's another one. So you could change, obviously, the colors with that over here, too, as I showed you. So you could actually configure it, and here it says it, too. So when it was showing me the CPU temperatures, I'm like, hold on a second. How come the CPU temperatures is like at 60, 70, but these right here are saying it differently, you know, and all of that stuff. So I was kind of pissed off and all of that stuff. But it is what it is, you know, so I got to go into settings and fix all of that. But now let me show you guys. Ooh, sorry. Did I just screw that up? Hold on. Oopsie daisy. I just shut it off. The status. No. Okay, here, hold on. Let me just get that out of the way. Let me start it off again. All right. So, let's do on. So I screwed it up myself. As always, I screwed up. All right, here we go. Give me a sec here. Oh no! Give me a sec. So pretty much, all in all, this is how it is. So I just showed you guys how to unbrick it, and you could change everything you need. And that's about it. It literally took 30 minutes to get to the Windows box here, which is pretty sick to get into the Windows sign up. It was all on a black screen, and now finally I'm back up. So don't be alarmed, they'll stick there. Again, I was doing also updates for Windows and stuff like that, so that wasn't really the most ideal thing to do when I was doing this. But it does take anywhere on average from 20 to 30 minutes sometimes. So if you have nothing on the hard drive, it'll take probably 10 minutes. But don't be alarmed, just get a, you know, get some coffee, drink, relax, come back, and you'll see that it'll turn on, and everything will be A-okay. And that's about it. So that's all I got to say, and as you can see, everything in the is finally read the same as here is the utility that I use, and I was saying, how come it shows 60 and on here it was showing 45, 30, and 20 you know, Celsius, and on this one right here and on the BIOS it showed up as 60. Obviously I didn't put this on high right now. I got to set up the fans. It will go to 20, 25 Celsius, but the fact that it got to this part, I didn't understand which one to trust. And I know I always trust the core temp. It's a free program. You can take it and you can see what's wrong. Now, if the BIOS reads it as 60, it will shut off once it goes to 80, 90. So you know, even though it's not. So just update the BIOS and it'll automatically recognize it. As you can see now, it's the same. The temperature 37 and it's 39 over here, but it's pretty much the same thing. Also here on my liquid cooler, Corsair, you're gonna see where's the CPU temperature? Where is it? Here we go. Ryzen, whatever, 35.9%. I mean, Celsius, I meant 42. You see, and it hovers around. So now we have a real readout, and the BIOS is reading it perfectly well as well. So let me know what you guys think down below. As always, I don't do anything, like most YouTubers do. They get funding from people that tell them that certain things are good when it's not, and it's crap. I give you guys honest reviews always. The only way I ask you guys to help me, I don't do Patreon services or anything like that. The only way I ask you guys to help me is spread the word. Definitely like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell button. There's a ton more honest reviews coming out and troubleshooting videos like this one. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, dislike. Have a good one, y'all. Take care. Bye.